The world of wrestling is a turbulent one as WWE stars end up on the road for most of the year. Unfortunately, this means that their personal lives end up suffering. However, there are still couples who have managed to find love despite obstacles, including age. This is Wrestling Up, and we're talking about wrestlers who have the largest age gaps with their partners. Before we get into the rest of the video, make sure you subscribe to Wrestling Up and turn on all notifications to stay up to date with everything in the world of pro wrestling. Sasha Banks is one of the more popular WWE stars of today. Sasha is the wife of Sareth Ton, with the couple having an 8-year gap. Ton works backstage for WWE and is a brilliant costume designer. He was a pro wrestler as well and was signed to WWE, where he went by the ring name Mikaze. His career as a wrestler was brief as he retired after a blow to his head on the NXT match against the Vaudevillains. The match left him with a concussion and no option but to retire. The two met while wrestling on the independent circuit in Boston. Sasha revealed in an interview that she found Sareth a bit too forward after their first date. After that, everything was smooth sailing. Sasha also shared that Ton left his career and moved to Tampa with her after her offer from WWE. The two got married in 2016 in a private ceremony. The two-time Divas champion Paige is a retired pro wrestler. Though she is currently signed with WWE, her actual duties are not known since she hasn't appeared on TV since October 2019. Paige ended up taking a hiatus in 2015 and 16 due to work-related injuries and the need for neck surgery. The final blow came in December 2017, where she suffered an impact injury to the neck in a match. This marked the end of her competing days, and she formally retired from in-ring competition in 2018 at the age of 25. Though she has continued to be a contributor to WWE-related programs. Though her work life hasn't been ideal, her love life has. Paige met Ronnie Radke through mutual friends, and they have been dating since 2018 following her breakup with former fiancé Alberto Del Rio. Radke is the lead singer of Falling in Reverse. He has one daughter from a past relationship with model Chrissy Henderson. He too is engaged, but they broke up in 2013. Paige and Radke have a 9-year age gap. He has proven his supportiveness for Paige by calling out Triple H after the game made a controversial comment about Paige during an interview. Sable started dating Brock Lesnar shortly after she returned to WWE. Sable had a daughter named Mariah with her first husband, Wayne Richardson. However, this marriage came to an end as Wayne passed away in a car accident. In '93, Sable met the boxer and pro wrestler Mark Marrow, who she hit it off with. They then got married in '94. A decade later, the couple parted ways amicably after their time in WWE ended. Sable from a young age was involved in a number of activities such as horseback riding, gymnastics, and high school sports like softball. She became an active participant in beauty pageants, which introduced her to modeling. Brock has explored the field in pro wrestling, MMA, and football. He was last signed to WWE, but his contract expired. Brock and Sable tied the knot on May 6, 2006, and they now share a life on a farm in Saskatchewan. They welcomed sons into the world in 2009 and then again in 2010. Brock is also a father to twins, whom he had with his former fiancée Nicole McLean. Shawn Spears is signed to AEW but was well known as Ty Dillinger in WWE. In August 2019, he married Peyton Royce, who was recently released from WWE. Despite being signed with different companies at the time, Spears talked about how supportive Royce was when he signed with AEW. Working with WWE, he was not doing well mentally. Royce told him to put his happiness and health first. Royce, who is 11 years younger, has been quite the supportive partner, which convinced him that this was the woman he had to spend the rest of his life with. Matt Hardy is a legendary tag team star signed with AEW. On October 5, 2013, Matt married pro wrestler Reby Sky. Reby is also a model and is popular for her recurring appearances with Impact Wrestling from 2014 to 17. Despite a 12-year age gap, they've been able to build a happy family. On July 11th, Matt and Reby had their 4th child, with them also having 3 sons. Now, Reby's recent Instagram post hints towards a new pregnancy. Dwayne and Lauryn's love story begins in 2006 when they cross paths while filming on the set of The Game Plan. Dwayne at the time was still married to producer and professional bodybuilder Danny Garcia, with them having a daughter. Shortly after her birth, Dwayne and Danny called it quits in 2007. This was when he became romantically involved with Lauryn, with whom he has a 13-year age gap. Despite the divorce with Danny, the ex-wrestler requested to stay on as his manager in 2008, and she has maintained this position since. In 2015, Dwayne revealed he was living with Lauryn for 8 to 9 years. It seems they took the leap and moved in together shortly after they started seeing each other. Lauryn has been there for Dwayne in some of his hardest moments, such as the untimely death of his close friend and Fast and Furious co-star Paul Walker in 2013. In 2015, Christmas arrived early for them, as they welcomed their first daughter. In 2018, they had their second daughter, with them getting married on August 18, 2019 in Hawaii. The Undertaker is married to Michelle McCool, a former WWE star, with them having a daughter in 2012. He has 3 more kids, whom he had with 2 ex-wives. After this, he met Michelle in WWE and the two started dating. Despite the 15-year age gap, they tied the knot on June 26, 2010 in Houston. Michelle grew up watching WWE and felt Taker wasn't a very inviting person, but after working in the company, she was able to see the man behind his tough exterior. Kurt Angle and Giovanna Yannoti started dating shortly after the shooting of the movie Death from Above, in which they both starred. At this point, Yannoti had no clue who he was, but was completely enamored by him despite an 18-year age gap. The couple dated for 2 years before getting married on July 20th, 2012. Angle happens to have 6 kids, 2 of whom were from his first marriage. His daughter was born in 2002 and his son was born in 2006. Angle and Yannoti have 4 kids of their own. They first welcomed a daughter in 2011, another in 2012, and their last daughter in 2016. They also have an adopted son from Bulgaria. After returning to WWE in 2012, Ric Flair was recently granted his release. At 69, he met his now wife Wendy Barlow in Florida. She is his 5th wife, and the two have a surprising 19-year age gap. The WWE legend has 4 kids with his first 2 wives and is the grandfather to his eldest daughter Megan's baby girl Morgan. He met Wendy when she first worked with him in '93 as his WCW valet Fifi the French maid. They went on a date for several years before getting engaged in 2016. She also happens to be an All-American ranked retired professional tennis player and coach. Hulk Hogan is considered to be the most recognized wrestling star. He started dating makeup artist Jennifer McDaniel in 2008. The couple got engaged the next year and married the following year. This is Hogan's second union after a 24-year marriage with his ex-wife Linda Claridge. This relationship had ended in 2007 when his ex-wife accused him of cheating. Hogan and McDaniel have a significant age gap of 21 years. Nonetheless, they've had a happy marriage. Their wedding made the news when an unwelcome paparazzi tried to sneak into the event from the rear of Hogan's estate. There was a brief confrontation, which was broken up by police officers who were called to the scene. Stephanie Washington is the spouse of Bret Hart, with this being his 3rd marriage, having 4 children and 4 grandchildren from the 2 previous marriages. Stephanie and Bret met at the party of a mutual friend. The couple have an age gap of 26 years. They announced they were engaged and going to be married in 2010. Unfortunately, Stephanie has gotten a lot of hate from the WWE community. Perhaps this is why she is a private person who has preferred not to have any media attention. Jerry the King Lawler is known for his color commentary and legendary wrestling career. He is a former 4-time world champion and has been with WWE since '92. In 2007, Jerry was inducted into the company's Hall of Fame. There has always been controversy surrounding him, including a suspension from WWE in '93 based on accusations of him assaulting a 15-year-old girl. He has been married 3 times and has 2 sons with his first wife, Kay. Lawler and Lauryn have been together since 2011 and currently live in East Memphis. Lauryn is a good 39 years younger than Lawler. She even co-owns King Jerry Lawler's Hall of Fame bar and grill, as well as Beale Street in Memphis. The two have had a tumultuous relationship. While still engaged, they were both arrested after a violent altercation at their Memphis home in June 2016. This argument started after Jerry got back home from a wrestling event and he thought Lauryn drank too much at a friend's place. Jerry claims Lauryn kicked him in the groin, threw a candle at him and scratched his face. She claims he kicked her in the head and shoved her into a stove. Police were called early morning the next day and the two were taken into custody at Shelby County Sheriff's Office. This resulted in Jerry being indefinitely recently suspended from WWE, as the company has a strict stance on domestic violence. And these were wrestling couples with the largest age gaps. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later.